Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, on my quest for England, and I'm joined today by the lovely Julia. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
We are in Hampshire. We are in a very quintessential English-looking village in Hampshire.
Yes, called Titchfield.
Titchfield. Now, Titchfield, you know very well.
Yes, I partially grew up here. My grandmother lived here for the latter part of her life.
So if you were to put Titchfield on a map, where are we near? Near Portsmouth?
Yeah, we're near Portsmouth and Southampton, but between
the two. Between Portsmouth and Southampton. Now, we're going to have a little walk through this rather wonderful village. I know absolutely nothing about it, other than that I'm standing underneath some very lovely cherry trees that are in blossom at the moment.
Yes.
And it's very quiet, the village.
Yes, except for that car.
Except for a car that's just approaching.
The building, the new build that's behind us, relatively new build, that was the old Coach and Horses pub.
And that's gone.
Yep, it's long gone.
So shall we take a stroll up the village, and then you'll be able to tell us bits and bobs that you know as we go up?
Which is not a great deal, but and I have been reading this lovely book.
Yes.
Not as much as I would have liked to, and I must confess I haven't yet contacted the Titchfield History Society, which I should have done since we did the Titchfield Abbey one, but I will, and hopefully someone will do some more proper detailed stuff with us.
That's okay.
We're just another sneak peek.
Yes, we're just going to have a little exploration and see what we see, which is rather lovely, because the houses here are all sorts of different ages, which go back to what looks like from the Tudor times to Georgian times, like the two houses behind us, and let the gnat go through, to some more recent times, but they're all very much in keeping with the nature of the village.
Yes, I think so. As we walk up through this lane, you'll see more and more of the older buildings. The good timber framed, originally would have been thatched, the slanted fronts, the stepped fronts. This is beautiful.
Yes, they had the little overhang there, and the reason that those overhangs, and we're going to see a prime example, is that enabled the buildings to have a floor above that you could stand on, and that the floorboards wouldn't bow the jutted floor above. And here is just coming up a beautiful timber framed building that must be one of the very early ones here.
Yes. Still
surviving.
Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you exactly what year this one was built, but the market hall in the middle of the square, which obviously is long gone now and at the Weald and Downland museum, but that was built circa 1412.
1612, you said earlier. Yeah, they're just absolutely lovely. The dormer windows in that, of course, there'd be more recent additions. You wouldn't have had those back in those days. But it's quite busy now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We came down here just to park the car, and it was incredibly empty, but now all of a sudden, 3 cottages. Look, this house here to our right, the pink one, was originally 3 cottages, hence the name, but now it's 1 cottage with a whacking great chimney at the top. It has a lot of charm, doesn't it, these beautiful villages, and you wonder why villages and towns want to modernise when you've got this. This is what people come to have a look at.
Yeah, it is, exactly. I used to love walking down here in costume and the carnivals every year.
Yes. Is that what you did?
I did. I used to love taking part in those. It was just felt so much richer with all these wonderful old buildings.
Right.
Character-filled buildings.
This is a mustard-coloured one here that's on our left-hand side. But again, you just get all that beautiful wood and probably assembled green, and then over the years, as it's seasoned, the wood has bowed and it's become quite higgledy-piggledy. And then we pass this green Georgian house. This is what I mean by the complete different periods that are all nestling in here, which is what makes, I think, a village have that charm, is, and you don't get from these new builds, which are all bang absolutely the same.
Yeah. I mean, they try to make them, look a little bit different, but they're all cookie cutter, aren't they?
Yes, definitely. Right, we're coming into the main square here. And there's somewhere about in front of the Bugle Hotel, which is still in existence, another pub, hotel. I don't know if it still acts as a hotel.
I'm not sure about that either.
But somewhere in front here, in the middle of the road, up until 1971,
it was dismantled.
Was the old Market Hall.
House. Yeah, Market Hall.
And the Market Hall, as you said before, was a timber frame building, beautiful sort of typical Tudor timber frame building, quite small by our standards today, but back then would have been very impressive and important. Dismantled and taken to the Weald and Downland Museum in Singleton, just north of Chichester, not too far from here, and gone in 1971, which is quite amazing. A lot of people have been to the Singleton Museum and would have been in it and not realised that we're probably standing on the spot.
That's right.
And
I'm sure I've been in it as well.
Yeah.
Fell in love with it then, but didn't know.
I'm guessing that we're probably standing pretty much where it was.
I think it was in front of the Bugle Hotel, somewhere here.
And the thing about that is, it would have been slap bang in the middle of the road and you would have passed either side of it. Because we have much wider roads now for vehicles, but of course it would have been a hustle and bustle.
Yeah. Can you imagine it just filled with horses and carriages and things?
Yeah, people coming to market, and of course in the book you've got there are photos of the marketplace.
Yes.
Even up, relatively recent in the 20th century, with horses and cattle and stuff.
There's a wonderful photograph taken in about 1890, and I believe it was taken from the upper floor of the market house, which would have been here, taken that way, and you could just see all of the carnival goers were getting ready to go off and start the carnival. And
right. Yeah. Of which, not that you were in that particular
No, not that I was
carnival.
in that one. I'm not quite that old.
So it looks quite a wide road that we're on here. Mainly because the camera is quite wide screen, but actually it is relatively close together when you think of a market and all the various animals coming in. But it's a beautiful village, and I love the colours, even in today where they've been given pastel colours. This still adds a certain charm, and if it wasn't for the cars, I suppose you could actually picture it being in a period of a few hundred years ago.
Yeah.
We're coming up to the Queen's Head Hotel or pub. Did you ever drink in there?
No, I must confess I didn't. Never drank in there. But just beyond it is the parish rooms, where I had my 18th and then later on my 21st birthday parties.
Oh wow. Well, we must see that.
Yeah, it's not that old a building, but it's interesting to look at.
So this is the parish rooms. Very lovely looking building. This looks like a Victorian building.
Yes, I believe you're right there.
And then beyond you get a lot more modern
There's a really
housing.
Interesting archway over here.
Here we go. An archway. Now it says it's called the Old Lodge. But yes, it's sort of a gate entrance, isn't it, into, I guess, the Old Lodge, whatever that was.
For some reason, I think there used to be a school in there.
Oh, okay.
And that was the entrance to it. But yeah, I think it's awesome.
We've moved back down to the square because we want to just finish by having a quick look at the church. We haven't really got time to go in and spend too much time on this particular journey because we haven't got a lot of time today, but we're just going to have a little wander down this equally very impressive little side route to the church.
Yes.
And as if on cue, 4:15. Wonderful. What an interesting looking church, Julia.
Yes, it's at least in part Norman, I'm sure. I have read up on it, but it was a long time ago.
Yes, you said it's got an impressive Norman arch with the chevrons inside.
Yes,
Is that in the chancel?
I think that's the north door, I think it was.
Ah, right, okay. So
Which
this
would
must be the west door that we're coming up
Yeah.
to, which is here,
Yeah.
with the very interesting spire with its shingles on the roof, which is very lovely. Shall we walk around and have a look at the north door?
Stairs up to the bell tower there.
So that the bell ringers can get in, I guess, and get on with their work. Then there's the chancel at the back, but
There's no door on this
no
side.
north door. So maybe south door?
Maybe.
Julia,
Richard,
look behind you.
I know. It's the door I was looking for, isn't it?
Wasn't north, wasn't south. Was actually a door we approached, but just inside the main tower here. So the west door, and here it is. And look at that. An amazing bit of sculpture and carving and what have you. It's absolutely superb and exquisite. And is that the way in, do you think? Can
Yeah.
that get into the church?
Yeah, I don't know if it's open now. It is.
Can you just open that a bit wider so we can catch a glimpse? We will go in there another day.
Yes. There's monuments and everything in there.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll come back and explore more on another occasion when we're a bit more prepped.
And I'll get some professionals involved, some experts involved.
That would be great. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. We just love exploring, as you know. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julia, for taking me here, somewhere that's attached to you personally.
Thank you very much for obliging, and sorry it was a little bit faffed today.
No, not at all. It's been most enjoyable. Till next time, bye for now. Bye-bye.